So your task will be to first get to know more about the intern, get the role, whatever the role he is assigned for, whether he is dev, QA, or DevOps, any DevOps intern type of. So based on that, you will provide the IAM role, create the services. So you
Yeah.
will attach those services to the IAM user, or you will attach the services to the group.
Um, to the group actually.
Yeah, so basically you have to attach the user to the group, and the group already contain whatever the mandatory services required. So automatically user will get the access of those things. Great. So let's continue our today's class. I'll share my screen. It might seem basics, okay, of EC2, but we'll go a little bit more depth into this one.
Sure.
Okay. So what is your current idea about EC2 machine? Sumer, would you like to say what is your idea?
Like what is EC2, or
Yeah, what is EC2 according to you?
it's like a virtual machine.
It's like a virtual machine. That's good. Anything else?
One second.
Roshan, would you give an attempt to this one?
It's like a virtual machine which is used to manage servers, like cloud servers instead of on-premises servers.
Good. That's pretty nice. Okay. Anything, Garishma, you would like to add on?
It's like an
Um,
operating system
yeah.
like
Uh,
Linux, Windows.
Correct, correct. Okay. Anything more point you would like to add, Garishma?
um, it's basically a system, but uh, like it stores the data also. So.
It stores data won't be the right. Okay. You are using as an operating system containing some amount of a size. That's totally fine. But for storing the data, you will be using a separate, if application oriented program you are using, then you will be storing those on a different server, a particular dedicated database server, RDS, if it is things related to that one. Okay. And in separate, if it is not you are using for any application oriented, you can simply use it for own operating system, and there you can store your data. That's completely fine. Okay.
It's like a CPU.
Yeah, it's kind of a whole system for you. Okay, give me the answer of this one. Under which cloud model it comes? IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS.
As
You know, right?
as
IaaS means
IAS, right?
infrastructure as a service. PaaS means platform as a service, and software as a service, SaaS. So, which one?
As I think.
IaaS. Yeah, that's the correct one. Okay. Because it is providing you just the infrastructure, application, networking, everything, you have to take care of that one. Okay. So if any provider is providing just the infrastructure, the fundamental block for building your application over it, that will come under us. Great. So Amazon EC2, basically termed as a elastic compute, okay, which consists other services underneath it, which are EBS, that is for the storing purpose, ELB, elastic load balancer, ASG application, auto scaling group, and few more things related to networking and stuff, which we'll be looking just in a couple of minutes. Above that, it gives you the option to have configuration based on your application. So if your application contain high amount of RAM, utilization of RAM and CPU, like what happens in Kubernetes, you cannot do in micro. So you need medium at least for that one. So T2 medium type of, where 2 CPU is the minimum requirement. So all the configuration option and the sizing, everything is in your hand. Okay, hardware EC2 storage, firewall as a security group. More on this one. This is just the basics and the theory part. We'll look more on hands-on. This is a new term. Any idea what is EC2 user data? So basically EC2 user data, when you want your script, a certain data script to run on your EC2 machine, by once the EC2 machine get created, this script should be get executed. So if you want such things, you can use EC2 user data, which will be look in just a couple of minutes. So it is possible to bootstrap our instance using EC2. Bootstrap basically means all the necessary updates if you want. Using a data script, user data script you can provide while creating EC2 instance. Okay, just like what kind of a task you can do. So installing software, updating the software, downloading common files from the internet, or anything you can think of, creating a script, you can do that one. So what does it mean? Let's go to the lab and let's dirty our hand. Any questions so far?
No.
Simply go and search EC2, not a big deal. Come on, changing my region, making it North Virginia. Long distance. Okay, let's give it a name. Cloud node. Okay. Let's create an Ubuntu machine. So this is AMI. AMI, you can create your own, but they will charge you for that one. It basically contain all the default configuration for your Ubuntu machine. Okay. So you can choose, you have multiple options, but let's go with the default one. Whatever the volume, it will be everything. Cancel. Let's go with the default one. Architecture 62-bit, x86 or RM, whatever you want to use. These are the IDs and all. Okay, not T3 micro, I'll choose T2 micro. Key pair which you require to log in or do SSH. So let's create a key pair. Let's give it a cloud C2. So there are two ways to create .pem file or .ppk file. If you want to do, if you want to access through PuTTY, PuTTY is one of the software. I'll show you. This is how PuTTY looks like. So basically, for connecting with the Linux server, we use PuTTY. Okay, or if you want to do directly SSH, then you can use PEM file either for Windows or Mac OS. So you can use PEM file. We are going for PEM file right now. 8. Okay. This is the network setting. We'll go deeper into this one when we'll look into this VPC class. Okay. For now, we'll go with the default one. Security group, firewall security group. Okay. So it basically a firewall security group is basically a firewall for your system, for your application. So it controls whatever the inbound, what to be accessed and what to be not accessed. Everything will be controlled through security groups. For now, I'm allowing to do SSH, which will help you to connect with your terminal, this one, AWS terminal. And if you allow HTTP traffic, okay, so you have to click on HTTP traffic to access this one. For now, we don't have anything to access from the internet, so we are not clicking it, but we will do it in a couple of minutes. Then configuration, storage, and all. Okay, so far so good. Any confusion? Oops. Hello, Garishma, are you there? Guys, I'm audible.
Yes.
Yes,
You
yes,
are
we are.
audible.
Okay,
I just no.
that's okay. So in the advanced details, which we generally don't look, but it is one of the important part. Most of the things will remain as it is. We will look in some of the things. But for now, let's go to this part. This is known as user data, which I was talking about. You write your script over here, or if you have any script file, just place that script file over here. Okay. So if I create a script file to access one of the application, okay, let's quickly write a script file. Bin slash hash. This is known as shebang. Okay. So if you want your terminal to know that you are going to write, you are writing a script, you need to write this line generally. Okay. Then I want sudo apt update. So the moment your system EC2 instance will be created, this command will get executed, and then sudo apt install Apache 2 apach. And then once in Windows also, if you install any, then you have to run that one. So sudo systemctl for running start Apache 2, then enable it, sudo systemctl
What is the reason for writing the user data once more? Can you say?
See, the user data is basically whenever you create any instance, what you do, if you want to install some application, you write the command, right? If I want to install in any application in our Linux system, I'll use this one, sudo apt install. If I want to update the system, then sudo apt update. If I want to start any application, I'll use sudo systemctl. Okay. So these are things. So as a engineer, as a DevOps engineer, you will always work on a script. For example, here this is one of the script, okay,
Yeah.
which is having some default data and running this. So where will this script run? I have to put this script somewhere, and through any button, I'll have to access this one. Okay, it is containing it required one parameter which you want to pass. So the moment you'll pass this parameter, your script will run. So in the same way, if I want this script, this is a script I'm writing here. You can either just drop your file that if the script is too long, just drop it directly here. Okay. So in this
So
way, you
we
will
can.
be able to run all the steps. There is two options. You can go inside the EC2 instance and do it all the stuff over there, or you can directly put your files. If it is small, you can put it over here. For example, purpose, I'm just doing it over here. Okay. This is the last line. Welcome to EC2. Okay. And let's show the Post. Close H1 tag. So this is just an HTML file. Okay, basically it's saying welcome. It will show in our website as a website. It will show, and this is basically show the IP address of your system. Okay, on which you are running. Perfect. And where do I want this one? I want this to be. So whenever Apache 2 is created, a folder is get created. Okay, and the folder name is HTML. So you need to put all this on that HTML folder. So that generally insides this one. I'll show you inside this too. Okay, that's it. So basically, this is the folder which get created the moment you install Apache 2. And all this stuff I'm putting inside this index.html. Okay. That's it. Nothing more. Any confusion in this script?
No.
Okay. Everything seems pretty good. Yeah. Now let's launch the instance. Connect to the instance. So there are two ways to connect with your instance. First is directly connect with here. Another, wherever you downloaded your PEM file, this node, what was the name of our PEM file? We forgot to download. That's okay, no problem. Or either you can download in your system and do SSH into that one. Oh, Cloud EC2,
Yeah.
here it is. So just do CMD. And SSH client, copy this one and paste it over there. So with that, you will be able to connect with your
CMD, will we get in the Windows machine, like Windows system?
yeah. CMD actually works in your Windows system. Okay.
Oh.
So Window plus R, if you do CMD simply, you will get your terminal. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So for now, I'm just going to connect from here. So we are connected with this one. Okay. Now let's go to our instance. It's running cloud node. Pick up this public IP address. I'll copy this one. Go here and paste it here. Right now, if I want to see, it's HTTPS. Okay. See, we did not did any apart from SSH. We have not done any incoming or outgoing rule, which will so firewall is not allowing you to run this one. Why? Because you have mentioned in your security group. If I go here, security, click on security group and click on edit inbound rule. So inbound rule says only SSH is allowed, no any other traffic is allowed. So this is SSL traffic, okay, HTTPS traffic. So this traffic is not allowed. You need to either create a rule for HTTPS, okay. Right now HTTPS is not allowed because you need to buy HTTPS because it is secure. We can convert into HTTP. So let's add a rule for HTTP. HTTP system anywhere HTTP and save it. So if I go here, I'll just remove S and press enter. Let's see if it runs. Now it refuses connection. Just to check whether this is working or not, we'll add one more rule for all the traffic right now. Anywhere IPv4, save the rule. Ideally, it should run. Okay, if it does not happen like that, then what is the option left with you? You just go and check whether the things are being done correctly or not. Okay. So you need to check whether, and just check sudo apt install patch. Just check. So there is some problem with our Apache server. It is not being found. Sudo see, now it is getting installed. So we might have missed something, maybe -y we did not put, though that is not required. Okay. And sudo system ctl start check pt oops. Okay, let's check the status. Now it is active and running. Any confusion so far? So we have installed, we enable it, we start it, and we enable it, and we check the status. It is running. Let's see the file in which it is there or not. So we need to go out from here, cd, do ls to check what are the folders available. We need to go inside var. Okay, then cd var, then do ls. Let's check what are inside. We need to go www cd www. Okay, then do ls. We need to go inside html. Do ls. We have index.html file. Okay. Let's do cat. So package We just needed to add that line, but that is not available.
May I know what are you trying to
Trying to
like,
do. Okay,
yeah.
so we have this one. I want to create a website, okay, right now,
Mm.
which
Mm.
basically says hello world from your host name.
Mm.
Okay, so this hello
Okay.
world will basically, the moment you copy your IP address from here and
Yeah.
paste it over here, it should show that one. Okay,
Mm.
see, right now Apache downloaded, so it's now it is showing Apache. Okay,
Mm.
that's enough. We can work on this one. If this Apache won't be installing, we won't be able to see. So the connection we established over here is perfect. Okay, what we did in the security group, if I'll just go and show you.
I have added the
Yeah,
inbound.
two things we added. I'll just delete right now for this one and this too. And now if I try to access, I'll just remove. You need to save the rules. And then I'll go here. Instance. I'll copy this. Paste it over here. Right now, it won't allow you to access. Why?
Mm.
Because your firewall is protecting anything to get access this server. Nothing can be come inside, nothing can be go outside. So who is
Yeah.
protecting? Your security group is protecting.
Okay.
You can simply go from here as well. Just click on security group. Okay. There are a couple of security group, but the one we use the default one. Okay. So instead of going here, I'll just go through there. There are multiple security groups, so I don't want to get confused. Okay, remember the name of security. Security, and just click over here. Edit the inbound role. This is your security group name, 7002. Okay, so let's add. Right now it is trying to access, but it is unable to. So what I'll do, I'll just go. And add the rule HTTP. HTTP, here it is. For any type of IP address, I'm going to access this one. Done. We'll come to EC2. And it will copy this one. Come here and paste it. See, now I'm able to access my Apache. Understood this one?
Yeah, I have understood. I was not understanding like what all
The script.
did, in the scripting. Like you did cat and the file name, right? So what
Yeah.
changes you thought of doing in that?
Okay, so when I did the cat, I wanted to see what is inside that file. Okay, that index.html. And I wanted to add my own custom, this one, custom line on that one. Okay, so when this will be get on this file, index.html file, instead of Apache, you will see whatever I mentioned here, hello world from this host name. But this was just for testing. Even if you're getting this Apache one, okay, it means you are able to connect with your HTTP server. Understood? Means you configured your security group in a way that you are able to access all the HTTP traffics.
Correct.
If you want to access HTTPS traffic, then you have to change the security group and do their HTTPS traffic.
Yes.
Okay. Any confusion? I'll share this doc with you. Okay, this one. So you just simply use the user data and just copy and paste it over there whole and try to do that one. Okay, definitely you'll be able to run it. That's not issue. We might have missed something, okay, while writing. That's why it was not able to access it. So if such things happen, and that can easily happen with anyone, so you need to know how you will debug the things, the way we debugged. Okay, we came to know that our Apache server did not install, so we manually installed on it. Good. Okay, let's move further. Now I'm going to stop this instance. So it got a stop. You will see certain changes when it get a stop. I'll just refresh this one. So far, no any changes, right? You won't be able to see right now any changes. There is one, and which is off. The one thing that you can notice that our IPv4, okay, IP address is got missing now. Right now, Apache is accessible. If I'll just refresh, it won't be able to refresh. I'll just copy this public IP address, paste it over here, enter. See, I'm unable to access it. Why? Because our server is in stop state. Okay. I'll just now start the server again. Refresh. Okay, now our server is running and you got your IP address, and let's try to run now. Tell me, will be able to run this one? No. Any reason why? Because the issue is every time when you stop and rerun your server, your IP address get changes, public IP address. So it is not dynamic, rather it is dynamic rather static. So see, right now the IP address is different. And that problem many developer or many DevOps or cloud engineer faces, that the moment they change, stop and rerun the server, their IP addresses get changed. So how do you stop this one?
We
To
can
make it
use
static.
private
We can use
IP.
what?
Private
IP. Private IP will help you to connect with your network, whatever the network you have established.
Okay.
Only
Okay.
between that you will be able to do or access your private IP. Otherwise, if you want to access this one, HTTP server, you won't be able to
We
access
can
it.
use DNS.
Domain name system, but right now we don't have
Yes.
that one.
Okay. To be
Even
static.
for so to make it established static, there is a term elastic IP address. Okay, so we will look into further this one. So far you have understood how EC2 instance, what are the changes come when we stop and rerun. Your public IP address every time changes. Okay, fine, I'll just stop it for now. Let's go back to our lesson. Okay. So we looked into how our EC2 instance is configured. User data understood.
Yes.
Basically how you will put your command or data script into that one. And then after we looked into how IP addresses get changes, public IP address changes the moment you stop and restart your server. Okay, and to stop that one, we use elastic IP address, which I'll show you in a couple of minutes. Okay, there are multiple instance type. When you see M5 2x large, it has certain meaning. M basically shows the instance class. Okay, 5 means what kind of a generation it is using. It is advanced. It will show you 5, 6, 7. And 2x large shows the size of that one. So if it is 1x large, 2x large, 1x mini, so based on that, you can identify whose size is large and which one is going to cost more. So these are the different type of EC2 instance, like T2 micro, X large, 4x large, 16x large, 8x large. Okay. So based on the configuration, you can see T is the small, C, then R, then M. Okay. Kind of network performance you can see, and storage. So based on this one, these are the different categories of EC2 instance. Now comes our security group. We have looked into our security groups. So whenever you do www.http.com or https.com, your security group is the one who is responsible for letting that website to access or not access. If you are using HTTP website, you need to have that rule associated with your security group. If that rule is not associated, you won't be able to access it. We have seen this one, right?
Yeah.
So it works as a firewall. It's a firewall for your system. What is it authorized? IPv4 and IPv6. Basically 4-digit and 6-digit IP addresses. More on IP addresses, we'll look. So this is how it works. If your security group is authorized on port 22 and one is not authorized on port 22. So even if your security group allow HTTP, it won't allow this port 22 because it is not authorized. Okay. For example, if I would here go and change the port, like if I write 34, I won't be able to access anything. If I copy this one, I'll go here, I'll paste it. I won't be able to access it. Why? Because 34 port is not authorized. Then which port is authorized? You go here, check the instance, click on the instance, go on the security group,
80.
click, yeah, right, port 80. So you can see port 80 is authorized for HTTP. Port 22 is authorized for SSH. And these questions can be asked in an interview, that what is the
Yeah.
port number for SSH, what is the port number for HTTP, and HTTP is like this. Okay. So some important points related to that one can be attached to multiple. Okay, a single security group can be attached to multiple, but a good maintenance is that attach one security group to one separate separate entity. Like for one instance, you should have one security group. So in this way, you will be able to access your server separately. All inbound traffic is blocked by default. As we have seen, HTTP was not there by default. We explicitly went and manually added HTTP. Okay, by default, it's block all the traffics from outside. Okay, more on this one you can read, but these are the very basic points and important one. So here again, we have 3 EC2 instance in which port 123 is allowed. But the thing is, 2 IP addresses are being allowed over here and one is not authorized. What does it mean? It simply means you have certain range. For example, if I go and click on inbound, right now I have made both the range as all. 00 means it's allow all type of traffic which are containing port 80 and port 22. But when you will make whole architecture, you will define a certain range of IP addresses. That is CIDIR range. Only the port and the CIDIR range IP addresses are allowed. Any IP address further won't be allowed. Okay, in this one. So on such case, what we do, we change to this one. Here it is. All ICMP v4, IPv4 and IPv6. Okay, this is for the private network. Basically, when you establish is a VPC, you establish a network connection where multiple servers will be inside your region. So for that, you'll have your own IP addresses, and those IP addresses will come under ICMP and ICMP IPv6 and v4. So more about all this, we'll go deeper into, then we'll look into this VPC. Yeah. Any confusion so far? Allowing and denying other security groups? No.
No.
Feel free to answer any type of questions. Okay. This is the most important one. 22 for SSH, 21 for FTP, 22 SFTP. Okay, uploading file using SSH. 443 HTTPS and 33989 for RTP. That is remote desktop protocol. When we get connected with any other server, we usually termed as RTP. These are known as RTP. RTP means you are connecting with other server. Okay, that's it. Okay, let's assign some role to our EC2 instance. Now, what does it mean? Initially, what we have seen in the previous class, we created IAM user and we allowed the user to access S3 bucket, right?
Yeah.
So IAM is not only for right now. If I want to access S3 bucket through my instance, I won't be able to access it because by default, no other services are allowed to access one to each other until and unless you configure something on it. So if I want to access S3 bucket or any other EC2 instance, then I won't be able to access it for now. What do I need to do? I need to create a rule for this EC2 instance in which it get all the proper you can say credentials to access all the other services. What I meant, I'll just show you. Okay. If I just go to, hey Sumir, are you there? If I go to roles, I'm audible, right?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah. Okay. So AWS services. For what? For EC2. Okay. We'll go next. What policies? For example, I want to access all IAM policies, all IAM. AWS
Actually, I had a question, not
yeah,
related
yeah.
to this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like, uh, I am aware of shell scripting commands and all, but in this CMD, can we use, other than shell scripting, can we use PowerShell or something like that?
So when you write the CMD, PowerShell, this is a different. Command prompt is not for PowerShell. Okay, for PowerShell, you need to write in the PowerShell terminal. That is, if I do right
Okay.
click and open the terminal, there you can write the PowerShell file. But you can run
Okay.
PowerShell file through this CMD. If you write
Okay.
PowerShell.exe and the PowerShell file location, then press enter, you will be able to run it. Okay.
Okay.
But directly, if you write the script, it won't allow you to run that one.
Okay.
So all the PowerShell commands should be written in the PowerShell IES terminal. Okay.
Okay.
So for now, I'm just suppose this role I want to provide to our EC2 machine. Okay, I'll click on this one. Do next. I allow role. This is the name of my role. Okay, you can see this one. You have to modify this one when you will be creating separately for. You can put all your credentials in EC2 format. This one JSON format. Okay, and then save this role. Create this role. Okay. So all IAM role. This one I have created, right? So what I will do, I'll just go to our instance. This is my instance. Let's refresh it. You go to action, security, modify IAM rule. Click on this one and choose the rule you made it. So right now we created this rule, right? Allow IAM rule. So the moment you do an update, now you can access your EC2 machine and the other services through that rule. So whatever the rule you want to attach on that IAM will be able to access through your EC2 machine. Any confusion? If I want to provide the access of, I'll click on this one, I'll go to add permission, attach policies, all rule, permissions if you want to add it, anything, whatever you want to add. S3 bucket if I want to use through my EC2 instance, I'll just write S3 over here. Okay, S3 full access, and then I'll attach it, add permission. Okay, so the moment you add it, you'll be able to access this S3 through your EC2 machine, because your EC2 machine is now configured with your, click here, modify, already here. Okay, so in this role, all your permissions are here. So you need not to worry, you can access all your S3, RDS, any services if you want to use, you need to attach with IAM. Any confusion?
No.
Okay. Sumer, Roshan?
No, all good.
Okay. So let's just quickly summarize. So we have seen AMI, basically your operating system, instance size, CPU, RAM, okay. Security group we configured, EC2 user data, we looked into that one. We also looked into security groups, that is the firewall. Okay, EC2 instance, we checked how to attach HTTP or HTTPS server, what are their port numbers and all. We looked into EC2 user data, basically how you will attach your script directly to your instance. Okay, then SSH connections we have seen, start a terminal into EC2 instance using port 22. And then EC2 instance role, like IAM role, just now we have seen. Okay, purchasing option, there are a lot of purchasing option based on your EC2 instance, the one that you are buying, on demand, spot, reserved, lot of, but we need not to look more into this one. The important one related to our technical we have covered. Any confusion so far on EC2?
No.
Okay, couple of things more, we'll just quickly. The elastic IP address that I just mentioned. Okay, so basically what happens, public IP addresses which can be accessed through www. Private IP addresses are not able to, you won't be able to access it through www until and unless it is in your network hub, inside your VPC. If it is inside your VPC, all computers are connected with each other, then you will be able to access private IP addresses. Otherwise, from outside, you won't be able to access it. So a CIDR range is been assigned. For that, we'll look later. Okay, so for public IP addresses meant identified on the internet. From internet, you can identify IP addresses, which is what we did. We access our Apache server from the internet, right? From here, even if you write this public IP addresses, colon, the port number and HTTP, you will be able to access this one, the Apache server, because it is in www.http, public IP addresses. Okay, anyone can access. But if I use this private one, then only the machine which is connected to my network will be able to access that Apache server. Must be unique across all web. Okay, of course. No two machine can have. But the private IP addresses can, two machines can have two different location, two different network can have two same IP addresses, private IP addresses. More on this one, I'll cover when we'll do a static, this one, CIDI range things. So I'll get more deeper into this one, how two same IP addresses in two different network can be used, but same public IP addresses in two cannot be used in any two machines, any machines. So quickly look into this elastic IPs. So when you stop your instance and then start it, it can change its, not it can, it changes the public IP addresses, which we have seen. If you need to fix this IP address, you need to attach with elastic IP. But remember, this is costly. Okay.
Yeah.
You will be charged for this one. So quickly create it, quickly destroy it. I'll just show you how to attach it quickly. we'll go to our instance. If you slide down, you'll see elastic IP, allocate elastic IP. Just check the US East one. Okay, is it aligning with our one? US East one. Yeah, that's correct. So availability zone is correct. Click on allocate. So one elastic IP address allocated for this zone. Now associate this one. Associate this elastic IP address with the this one. Cloud node is our EC2 instance, right? Either you can mention the IP address or you name it. Either of two. No need to mention both. Just click on associate. Okay. Now you get a public IP addresses assigned for this one, a private one and the public one. So let's quickly go to instance. Okay. I'll just create another one, duplicate instance. See, if you see, even if it is a stop, you can see an IP address has been assigned 3210.170.222. If I go here, 3210.170.222, correct? Now, if I start it, ideally it should change the public IP address, right? What we have seen. But since we have attached this with elastic IP addresses, it should not change. See, it is not changing. I'll again stop it. And again, start it. It's not stopping it. Quickly. Still in the stopping state. Still. God, it's taking a lot of time. Yeah, now it is stopped. I'll go and start it again. It's in running state, but our IP address does not change. Okay, you can see elastic IP address has been assigned. Initially, this block is empty, but the moment you attach with elastic IP address, you will get it over here. It means you have done the configuration in a right way. Any confusion?
No.
Okay, I'll just click on this, go in this, first release. You cannot be released because you need to deassociate first. First, I'm deattaching with our EC2 instance. Then I'll release this one. Now it's gone. If I go back again, my EC2 instance, I'll run it, refresh it. See, this block is got empty now. So now if you stop and see, our IP address also changed. Understood? Elastic IP address.
Yes. Yeah.
Now let's see this placement group. So it's pretty easy. Basically, when you create multiple server, you have a huge company, you want all your server either to be in a single availability zone or maximum in a region, okay, based on a certain pattern. So if I have 10 EC2 machines, okay, so what do I want? I want things to be in a cluster way, in a very organized pattern. So placement group basically organize your EC2 machine based on your choice. There are three types of choices you will get: cluster, spread, and partition. What are these three? Just let's look quickly. First is the cluster. So cluster basically inside one availability zone. Okay, there is a one region, and inside region there are suppose 3 availability zone. So if I give you the example of Mumbai, in Mumbai, there are 3 zones where 3 data server is being assigned, 1A, 1B, 1C. So in cluster, you will be assigning in a single availability zone all your server. Okay. What is the benefit? You will get high speed. Why? Because everything on the same network, closer to each other. So there is no lag. Lacking will be very less. But what is the con? So basically, if anything happened to this availability zone, all your EC2 server will be gone, right?
Yeah.
If all the EC2 server connected with a single network, if that network fails, all the EC2 server get disconnected with each other. So if the rack fails, all the instance fail at the same time. So where do you mostly use? Whenever you want high speed, big data job where you want to transfer the things, you basically go for this cluster placement group. Whereas in spread placement group, in each availability zone, you can have maximum 7 EC2 instance. So in cluster,
This is
on
for data centers you're talking about?
yeah, data center. Basically, when you create EC2 server, those are created on a separate hardware, right? These hardware has to be somewhere. So these hardware are present in regions, availability zone. Inside this region, 3 availability zone. So in this case, you will get 1 availability zone. Here you will get all the availability zone inside the region, but in each you can have maximum 7 EC2 instance. Okay. If you go further, it will be transferred to other availability zone. So limited to 7 instance per availability zone. AZ means availability zone. Okay, so it reduces the risk of losing. If you lose one availability zone, you'll still be having the rest too. Okay.
Only one availability zone will have only 7 instances.
Yes, that's the limitation.
Okay.
So you need to, if based on the kind of EC2 instance, you need to choose your availability zone or the placement groups.
But
And
for
then
some projects, they
Mhm.
require many instances, right? Like
Right,
maybe hundreds.
100. So in those scenario, they'll go for this one, partition placement group. Okay. So in each availability zone, you can have partition of 777 like this. Okay. So this is the most wider one. If you have more than 100 or 1000, if you are going for, then you will have to go for this one, partition placement group. So in each placement group, you will be get a single partition, and in each partition, you will be having 7 of this one, 7 of EC2 instance
EC2.
on a single partition. Okay, and then you can ask them, you can increase the size, but by default on a server, you will get up to partition. Any confusion? Up to 7 partition you can do in a single availability zone. So total 49 EC2 server you can run on a single EC2 instance. And if you have 3 availability zones, you can multiply 49 into 3. Okay.
What did you say? Like 49?
49 how? Because up to 7 partition is allowed in availability zone, single availability zone. Okay. And in each partition, 7 EC2 instance you can create. So 7 into 7, which comes out to be 49.
49
In
EC2s in availability zone.
single availability zone.
Single availability zone.
Okay. If there is 5 availability zone in a single region, you can create as much as you
5.
want.
Yeah,
5
5 into
multiplied by
49.
7 multiplied by 7.
Yeah.
Okay. Any confusion? And if your one region is failed, you can process another region like this. And okay,
I have
let's.
a question here, like related to scenario. Like if I am asked to design a highly available system, like for maybe 100 plus microservices across some 3 regions maybe. So what architecture you suggest like that? Mostly questions I was hearing for this cloud engineer is this type of questions like uh, how do you design a logging system for 100 plus microservices across 3 regions? What tools and
Okay.
architecture would you suggest?
So the answer of this question is quite early. Okay. Because the tools and the architecture that you will be using is a bit complex. Along with that, so far, whatever we have studied, for EC2 instance, if you are going for that one, definitely I'll be using the partition placement group. I'll show you where it is. Apart from that, the kind of range, how much range you will require as CIDR range. And then after what kind of a VPC you will design. so that everything will be in a single network. Okay, so all these things we will deal. Hold this question. Okay, I'll answer this one once we'll cover all those services. So let's quickly go and see where we will find this one. So when you go to instance, you launch your instance. Okay, you give your name, select the server, whatever the server you select, then instance type, key pair, security groups, okay, networking. You come to this advanced, go below, and you will find a placement group option. See? So when you click over here, create a new placement group, click on this one. Then create a placement group, name and the strategy, cluster, spread and partition. So based on your placement strategy, they'll be asking questions, they'll be charging money from you. Okay. So if you're using their
which is more
large
costlier? Like in the three, which is more expensive, or
partition
like
one, because you are
partition, then
asking
spread, then cluster.
cluster. Yeah, because you are asking a huge space from them. Okay.
Okay.
So ideally they will charge according to that one. But the thing is, the amount of services you will utilize on this partition, they will charge up to that one. They'll not charge like if you use partition but you are using two services, they'll charge only for those two services. They are giving you huge spaces. It's your job. If you are not utilizing, they won't charge you that much. So in cluster, if you are using 7, if you have the capacity to use 7 and you are still using 2, they'll charge you for the 2. Same with spread, same with partition. But the moment you come across, you go cross the limit of 7, you come to the spread one, then they'll charge according to that one. Your placement strategy will be changed to spread and then go on with the partition. But amount of services you will use, they will charge according to that one. Okay. For now, this is just to tell the AWS services that I'm going to use this much amount of area. So you allocate or you know it that I'm going to use. I haven't used, that's other thing, but I'm going to use it. So I don't face any problem in future. Understood?
Yeah.
Great. And the last one comes out to be Elastic Network Interface. It basically means if one of your EC2 server goes down, okay, and you want the IP address of that server on the other EC2 server. So for that purpose, we use Elastic Network Interface. So if somehow by chance this service goes down, but what happened? Your IP addresses are inside the IP address of this server are inside all multiple applications. Okay, if you use Jenkins, they'll be using the IP addresses of your server. But the moment this server goes down, all your applications related to this server, which was using the IP address of this server, will go down, which you don't want, right? So in that case, what you have the choice to transfer this IP address into the other EC2 instance. Okay, and how will you do this one? You'll just go to EC2 instance, see the network interface, click here, create a network. By default, you will get one because you created one EC2 instance. So one network interface you got. You can create another EC2 instance. Okay. The subnet you have to choose the same which your EC2 instance is using. Okay. You can just check what subnet it was using. So IAM role subnet. Okay. So 5CF. If I come here, 5CF, this one. I'll use this one. Interface, Elastic Network Adapter. Keep it this one. Okay. IP addresses, auto assign, basically. And the security group, whatever the security group this one is having. Okay. And then create this network. Okay. So once you attach this network interface with the available EC2 instance, you can transfer any time that one with the other EC2 instance. Okay. So I won't do that because that's costly to do. Okay. They will charge amount for that one, but that's how you do it.
Okay.
Okay. And here we come to end. Any questions?
Actually, but
Did you understand everything, whatever we have been through? I'll just
yeah.
stop the recording.